Right, welcome guys. How are you doing? Quick video. Start in the park. I'm in the park, and it's a quick video. It's an evening video. It is getting darker, slightly getting darker now, gradually. Now you see a lot of people doing exercise, running. You get a lot of people who'll be running and doing exercise. Excuse me. A lot of people jogging in the park and running around. You get men and women of different ages. Now, in the mornings you do get some older people, and then old people in the parks doing like Tai Chi training. You do get people doing that training, mostly older people. And I know it's always been said, like, for many, many years, it's been thought of as that. People think about the old people doing it as a kind of exercise, But as I say, it is a sad thing. For me, it's really it's a sad thing to see. It's not just sad to see people, mostly or almost only people of that age training that, but because it's good, anyway, for them to any level, even just basic training. And I like the deep stuff, but even just basic training, it's good for anyone. It's like any exercise, you can still just train a bit. You don't have to go extreme like some athlete, Olympic, in any exercise you do. It depends what you want to do, and different people are different, and it is good. It is good, to see that. It's good for them. But what I'm saying is, it's a sad thing to see, because you don't see, as I say, many younger people doing it. And it's a traditional, it's a martial art, and it's a very deep martial art. It's good for the health anyway, and it can help anybody. It's good for the health, not just waiting. You don't have to just wait till you're old. And also, it's a very, very powerful martial art. A very powerful. I know I sound like, Richard's getting hyped up here. No, it is a powerful, powerful martial art. It was always known as the grand ultimate fist back in the day. On the way, it was just literally a powerful art that combines the best fighting techniques, where you don't have to use force against force. It's all about soft, using the opponent's energy, but it balances hard and soft, as I say. Methods. There are different styles, as I say, which utilise fast as well as slow movements in combat. It's basically, hard and soft, yin and yang, yin and yang, yin and yang, and it's about nature, and it's a powerful art, and it's, utilising the health and everything too. I like Wing Chun. Wing Chun Kung Fu is a great art. I've been training that for a long, long time. I love it. I've got my own system that I train. I don't train the forms or anything anymore, but I kind of do train a lot of the heart of the forms, of what I know, at least in my training, in the system itself. So, but I don't practice them as whole forms and all that, I just know skills of Wing Chun, and I combine that with all of my other martial arts experience that I have had. Okay, so I'm going to stand you here on this pile of bricks again and just talk to you for a moment. We're in this little park area, this little Zen garden area. I don't know what to call this. I like it around here. Got the flowers, the plants, the flowers. Let me just talk for a moment. It's getting darker, so let me just talk to you for a moment. I wanted to say, it's a bit windy, by the way. Sorry about the wind. A bit noisy. Sorry about the wind. I'm really sorry about the wind sounds. Okay, I really am. Put my bag here might help a little bit, but listen, it's nice and comfortable, the wind, because it's usually really hot here, as I say, in the tropics. But I want to just talk to you about martial arts again, okay? Now, I know it's something that I love, martial arts. I've always loved martial arts, traditional martial arts. And, the karate is what I started out doing, karate. And then I did Kung Fu and moved on to different kinds of Kung Fu training. I'm talking about my formal training that I've had in my life. I started martial arts training when I was 12. I have nothing to boast about or anything, okay? I've done kickboxing as well, but I'm not boasting about anything. I'm not some big tough guy. I'm not tough, I was bullied in school. I never got a black belt in any system. I did a few years of each different art that I learned, and then other arts I also learned for like a few months of different things in between. But physical, like formal training, I've had a lot of formal training. I feel this in terms of my life, where I've had an amount of beneficial training I've had in my life as well. You know, other personal training I've done is just like my own training, just like getting information from resources. When I was younger, I would get other resources and stuff like books or whatever it was, videos, DVDs and stuff like that, and just study actual video, VHS before DVD, in the 80s and 90s. But when I was 12 years old, I started learning, and I'm nearly 38. This year I'll be 38 years old. I will be 38 this year. It's 2020 this year. And martial arts has always been a big important thing in my life. So when I was 12, as I say, when I was 12, my mum took me to learn a martial art, because she didn't know much about it, but my dad knew like Bruce Lee films and stuff. I wasn't big into Bruce Lee. I like him, I like some of his films, but later on, when I was growing up, I was a big fan of Jet Li and Jackie Chan, and I like so many martial art actors. Of course, watching Van Damme movies and stuff like that too. Sorry about the wind; it's very windy. Check out the lights on the buildings here. See that lights come on buildings around here, but sorry about the wind. It's a bit windy here, but my mum took me to learn karate when I was around 12. I'm going to say that, and because I was such a quiet kid and I was bullied, I got bullied for most of my life, even though I was learning martial arts and stuff. But I was bullied in school. I was a very quiet boy. I wasn't tough. I didn't have many friends at all. Hardly any real friends, and I didn't play football or anything like that. And my mum thought basically it was good for me to get out there and mix with people and try to make friends, and try and get a bit tough. And it was a kind of fighting thing anyway, martial arts, karate. She didn't know what it's about, But my karate training that I learned was mainly like, a coordination thing. We learned kata, like katas and forms, traditional forms, okay, Chinese Taolu, okay. Forms, and where you learn a set of movements. It's not a dance, but it's a pre-organized set of movements. Some people say it's exaggerated and unrealistic. Some people call it robotic, but some people understand the deeper meaning in the movements and how you can learn a lot about structural coordination and movement. And it's an exercise, and you take a lot from that can actually be applied into real fighting. And a lot from that you can also apply and also adapt differently to make it work into fights. There's a lot you can take from it, and that's what I'm making this video about here. So later on I learned more forms as well like that, where you just train by yourself. Now there are forms where you train with partners and stuff too, but in martial arts there's different kinds of training. In traditional martial arts we have drills where you practice with people, like set movements or combinations of movements with reactions. Then there's different kinds of sparring that can include obviously striking, blocking, covering, free movement, different kinds of ways of training it with different rules too. There's things for conditioning, as I say. There's sparring, which is like grappling kind of stuff, and then there's like applying different things that into that from the techniques you've learned individually. There's also like sparring, which is called sticky hands or pushing hands, which is like a sensitivity, energy flow type drills. It's all about balance. It's about coordination. You're learning about your balance and the opponent's balance. You're learning different methods of fighting. It breaks things up, kind of rigidly, you'd say, but it teaches you from these basic building blocks, so to speak, to hold the whole thing together. So you become a very natural flowing thing, right? What can I say? I know I'm talking a lot of garbage, it may sound to people that don't know about traditional martial arts. Some people think that fighting and martial arts, basically combat sports as they call it, fighting art, is like today's modern MMA and stuff like this, and they think that's all there is and that's all you need to know. You just punch, kick, grapple, certain techniques and physique and athleticism. And I was going to say that you see people running around this park doing exercise, even just running. There's people that just go to the gym, and there's sports people that do sports and stuff. And then there's dancers, and there's professional dancers in the world, and there's people that do ice skating, and there's all kinds of things. I don't care what you are, climbers. But the sad thing is, in traditional martial arts, okay, the way it's been kind of, the interest has died out, and I've got to be honest, it's dying out big time. And people know about movies and fighting, like choreographed movies, and they understand that, okay, movies, are movies, action, choreography and stunts, and we've got a bit more understanding of that in the West and in the world, like by watching a lot of movies and stuff. Like I've been watching a lot of movies growing up, movies that came out of China and Hong Kong and stuff. And obviously the world understands a lot about action, choreography, fighting and movies and stuff like that too now. But in real life, a lot of people don't regard martial arts, traditional martial arts, as realistic. They know that there is realistic or good, there are good, karate schools out there, like Kyokushin, for example. Anything that's hardcore, hard hitting, going in, full contact. Things like Muay Thai as well, Thai boxing, kickboxing and stuff, Muay Thai. Things that are used in MMA and stuff nowadays too. They understand things like wrestling, boxing, kickboxing, things like that. A bit of karate, even a little bit of taekwondo they allow for sometimes. But most people in this day and age, a lot of people see traditional martial arts as BS, and here I am, bullshit, and here I am standing up for it yet again. This skinny young guy, me, who's I'm 38 now, but this weak-looking guy, this quiet guy who's humble, trying to living the dream. I'm Mr. I don't know what you think, Karate Kid fan, nonsense. Someone who just grew up watching kung fu films. Here I am, live in China. And you might think that I'm just talking nonsense. I don't care who you are watching this, whether you're anyone from any part of the world, whether you're hardened, tough soldiers, police officers, gang-banging, like wannabe tough guys of the world, anybody out there who's tough, anyone who's tried different arts, even to anyone who's just a fighter type guy, anyone who practices MMA, a sports person, anyone who may actually be even Chinese, and whatever your take is, whatever you think about traditional martial arts, okay? Look, I'm just saying this, okay? Traditional martial arts, the many different systems, there's so much you can learn from them, so much you can benefit from. It's a lifelong journey of learning, and it really is a whole package of learning. You can learn drills and movements, ways to move, focus for yourself. And I know I've matured in myself growing up and training in it, and I know the moves you can use to fight. You can punch, you can kick, you can strike with your elbows, your knees, your whole body can be used as a weapon to fight, hit hard, grapple, throw, sweep, lock, take down, all that stuff, kick, wrestle, all the different stuff. There's so many deadly killing techniques. But you want to avoid violence, of course, and avoid killing anyone. But the thing is, what you learn in the exercise part is more than what you would learn in any other exercise. Even if you just learn a martial art for an exercise, it's different to learning a dance routine. And you see some people out there that do this hip-hop dancing and stuff, break dancing or whatever, street hip dancing or all this. But it's different. You see great energy and stuff, the way they move. But with martial arts, it's all geared towards delivering your power or focusing your energy on your mind and body in a coordinated way. It doesn't mean necessarily every time the movements that you do in the training, you will use exactly like that in a real fight. So exaggerated and everything, doing these big movies. No, in a real fight, you're gonna have to do things more realistic and simplified, adapted to the situation. Sometimes the moves you will be doing like that, because that's how they're meant to be, but people are not applying them right, and they just don't know enough. They've not put their body doesn't know the knowledge and how to really react in a situation. I'm not saying I'm tough and I can take on anybody, or I know all these fancy moves and I'm going to take someone on, but I know various movement and I know how I'm going to move. My body just knows. And when you train with people, you get a certain set of reactions, and these reactions do actually work in real life. If you're a good tackler in basketball or football or whatever, even whatever your body gets used to, how you're moving, I don't care if you do wrestling or whatever, you get used to moving a certain way. And if you train these movements with people in traditional martial arts, your body will get used to it, and you just need to adapt a certain way. Sometimes in a real fight, in a real situation, you'll be able to use them really well. But even if you never get in a fight ever, or you don't want to, of course, you don't need to be doing that, but it's like you still learn a lot from the training. The best thing you learn in traditional martial arts is self-focus and calmness and wiseness, and to avoid trouble at all costs. The second best thing you get from martial arts, apart from the health obviously, which is great, but is the actual art of the combat. In terms of combat, it really is useful. You should learn a number of different fighting arts, study the different arts. You can be good at just one art, fair enough, that's okay. You don't have to do everything, like all arts in life. You can just learn one thing. You don't need to learn the guitar and the trumpet and the trombone. You can just learn the piano if you want to, fair enough. But if you learn a lot of different things, different methods of creating art or music or cooking and different methods, you learn a lot. And you're learning a lot of different traditional martial arts. And whatever you can, you learn so much. And it's not just about how quick you can knock somebody out on the street, or you're pumping that muscle in the gym and you think you're a tough guy. Maybe you'll never need to use... there's professional MMA fighters that never need to even use the traditional, their professional fighting skills like they do in the ring with some thugs on the street or whatever. If they have to defend themselves, they're actually just tough anyway, some of these guys, and they can fight, you know. But some of these people, they're really good at what they know, you know, and it can benefit people too. But what I'm trying to say is traditional martial arts like Kung Fu, Aikido, Kung Fu, even Wushu, even, which I know is a kind of exaggerated, fluid kind of style, which I've studied also, but Wushu, any forms of Kung Fu, you know, anything, I don't care what arts you do, okay, Aikido, yes, I'm saying arts here that people want to say is like bullshit and unrealistic, you know, certain elements of karate. I'm telling you now, these arts are very, very useful. Ninjutsu, and people are going to laugh at that. Ninja, man, you've been watching Naruto, they're going to say things like this. It's not a joke, okay? These are real arts. In fact, ninjutsu covers a lot of different arts. You know, you've got taijutsu, which is the bare hands. You've got different disciplines within these as well. But a lot of this knowledge is dying out, even just some of these basic systems, let alone the different assets, the different areas of the training that has long gone in history. But if you learn a traditional martial art, and I know the video is getting dark here, it's getting nighttime here, I'm going to finish what I'm saying. Traditional martial arts can benefit anyone in your life. Even me, I've learned so much, and I'm not saying I can take people on in a fight, but it's really helped me by focusing on those techniques in a fighting kind of way, not just hitting a bag, punching and kicking, not just like, you know, being a fighter, or, you know, running up to some tough guy and seeing if I can win a fight. No, but just training those movements. I'm not bullshitting in myself. It's not about dreaming, but it's like if you stand in those stances, those positions, you're not just doing some flamboyant dance move with dancing because I want to look cool or something. No, you're actually training different ways to exercise your body. And if you don't know, you'll never know. You can be a weightlifter your whole life, or you could do like aerobics. Now, people that don't do aerobics, they don't know what it's all about. It's like swimming, it's like rock climbing, whatever it is. So traditional martial arts, you can benefit a lot from it. Strengthening the body, flexibility, breathing, breath, focus, mental, and everything, and all your awareness, it all comes together. Movement, steel position, and you're using the whole body as basically a weapon in your mind for defense and attack and defense, obviously. But you know, that teaches you a great way of fighting. Even they say like fighting without fighting, as Bruce Lee said. It doesn't matter if you do MMA, it doesn't matter if you're just a tough guy who does no fighting martial arts in a real fight to defend yourself, or to run out of a burning building, or whatever it is. You could use that, or it may be the traditional martial arts skills that help you and save your life or save your... But whether it actually manifests itself in the real when you're training, you'll have to know that by training with people realistically too. And sparring, not just being robotic when you're training. But the thing is, with the traditional martial arts, it always gives you an extra level of depth as a person, and that's something I can't express in words. You have to go through it for years. I'm not just talking about following a teacher, just doing the moves and earning the belts and calling Kia, shouting, just doing the moves and saying, oh, I believe this thing's going to work in every situation. Because you can have ego as an MMA fighter, you can still lose a fight. to some granny on the train. Someone could just slap you in the face while you're sleeping on the train. It's not the point. But the traditional martial arts, how you can move, there's no limit to how you can move. You'll be wrong to chuck books on the fire without reading them. There's a lot of old books in the libraries. There's a lot of information online, but the information's out there in the world to get. Traditional martial arts, you can learn a lot from. I'm saying it. I'm not even some tough warrior, but I've put my life through a lot, and I'm a warrior in my own right. Okay, I know how much it can benefit you. Anyone to any level, it will carry you through life better. It opens your mind and all of your senses in your body. I'm not comparing it to other things. To myself, I probably would. I'd probably say it's a great thing. I'm not saying it's the only thing. Like, I like to focus on art and animation and my creative arts and stuff like that. Maybe you like music as well, whatever. But I'm saying, and all that philosophy and everything. But I'm saying the martial arts training, it's definitely above a lot of things. It's very deep and it's got a lot of depth. It's about protecting yourself. It's about focusing yourself in a warrior-like way. It's a way of the warrior, even if you don't even use it in a fighting situation. But it's not bullshit. It works in situations. You have to use it. So I'm going to finish this video really quickly, okay? I'm just going to say to you guys, thank you for watching. When you train traditional martial arts, you learn a lot. And it takes years of training, looking into different styles. I can't tell you without you knowing it. But I'm not comparing it out there to anything else, like from another point of view, like saying whatever you do, I'm putting it down, martial arts is the way. No, I'm saying it's a knowledge. It's a knowledge. People out there that tell you Kung Fu's bullshit, Aikido's bullshit, is bullshit, it doesn't work on all this ninjutsu, Aikido, Kung Fu, Wushu, any of these arts. You see these videos online where they're trying to mock it, knock it, and show competition fights or whatever where people get knocked out or whatever it is. I don't care. I'm telling you now, you need to look at it yourself. You can make anything work. It depends on you. Even bullshit. No, not even bullshit, right? These arts have been passed down for years. It's not years and centuries of hundreds of thousands of people in histories across in Asian countries and other countries saying that it's just all bullshit, they're just stupid because they didn't have the technology they got now, or they just clicked and learned. No, they were developed, and they were developed well. There's a lot of bullshit around. Yeah, there was and there still is in all our areas of society and life. But you need to know, you need to look in traditional martial arts, look into it and know for sure. I'm telling you, you will learn a lot from traditional martial arts. I've learned a lot, even just in your own training. And I'm very happy to share a few basics of just what I know, but it's hard to share on video. I can show self-training, what you can train by yourself at home. I can share that. I'm happy to do so. In these rough, horrible times where traditional martial arts seems to be like not so popular and dying out. So it must be hard for people to open up schools and earn money teaching. I mean, nowadays it's like, wow, you've got to get that knowledge out there. But the thing is, I feel, but it's like, I preach that, fair enough. But it's like, to train with people for real, people that really know their stuff, is a good thing. I like to teach people hand to hand, just what I know too. But remember, it's not only for fighting, it's for a better life, but it's realistic. Don't let anyone tell you traditional martial arts is nonsense. Or just because there's some Kung Fu movies out there that are entertaining, yes, but not realistic, people say. Traditional martial arts was always realistic, and it's about reality. There is bullshit out there, but don't let those people online with their YouTube channels and all this and their million subscribers, and don't let those people tell you what it is. They didn't go through the years and years of history. They can say whatever they like about what I'm saying here too. Be tough. You can be as hella tough whatever you want to be. Some tough, you can be a gangbanger, a cop, a soldier who's been in fights or whatever it is. Just some tough guy who's been in fights on the block, or someone who's a professional MMA fighter, or people that have done traditional martial arts and they still want to mock it. It doesn't matter, right? Not everybody's journey is the same. But don't listen to it. It's like anything in life. Don't just listen to other people. Find it yourself. Put things to practice. Someone probably found out, the traditional martial art, not probably, they did. They found it worked for them to defend them. I have in my life in certain situations. But there's other people that found things didn't work because they tried to force it, where their skill didn't come like an innate, natural thing. And some people say you get these reflexes, and they say, it's dangerous because you're teaching your body things that don't work and you get yourself knocked out. Bullshit as well. That's not true. You train and spar regularly and train with people. and train if you want to practice reaction and know how to move, not just like a robot when you're playing ping pong or tennis. You learn and move your body kind of naturally fluid, but you know the basic strokes. But you got to know how to grapple and in fight situations, certain things. But when you train the skills, the breathing methods and the stances, the posture, the moves, the cutters, when you're training by yourself, you can learn a lot as well about actual fighting and also with yourself. Traditional martial arts is for the self, and it teaches you a lot about how to connect with energy around you, and I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Take care now. Thanks for watching. Train hard and stay safe. Don't let anyone tell you traditional martial arts is bullshit. Look into it. Train under a number of different schools for years regularly and train by yourself. You will learn a lot, not just from those schools, but taking that knowledge and putting it into your own kind of practice. You'll learn what it's all about. It comes to you, it shows itself to you, reveals itself to you, not through these people's mouths in anyone's mouth or anyone's experiences, true or not. Take care now. Thanks for watching.